Here we go, 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 here we go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the blockchain backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. And I see you guys pouring in. I hope that you guys are having a great day. Obviously, it has been a wild couple of days over here in the cryptocurrency market, and we've seen a huge rise in Bitcoin. We're starting to see somewhat of a potential rotation over here into the altcoins. So we're going to take a look at a few different things on the chart. I see you guys pouring in there. I see the chat starting to go wild. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much for showing up. I'm going to try to get a little bit of content delivered here really quick for a lot of people who are just pulling into this thing right now. And then, of course, for people who are watching this on the replay. So, obviously, this morning we've had a nice little pop over here on the Ripple XRP price chart with XRP touching up here at 26 cents. I believe we breached it a little bit. Yeah, we got up to about 26.15, 26.20, somewhere around there. And we'll see how this thing does play out for the rest of the day. But obviously, 22 cents has been holding. That's exciting to see that. Over on Bitcoin last night, we saw that Bitcoin reached up to $15,900. It actually got a little bit higher than that, just underneath 16,000. Something we've been looking for here on this channel is for us to get up to that 16,000 to 16,300. I have been waiting for us to get to that level in order to see some type of altcoin market rotation. And excitingly enough, it appears that we may be seeing that. If you had an opportunity to catch yesterday's video, I did show, like I rarely ever do it, that I show the 5-minute time frame on the XRP price chart. Don't expect to see that very often. We will take a look at that again here a little bit today to see how that's played out since that moment. The only reason we were looking at the 5-minute time frame is because we've expected for Bitcoin to reach up here to this $16,000 price level and looking to see that there would be a rotation out of Bitcoin and into the altcoins. And sure enough, the price has continued to rise since that moment. So we'll take a closer look at that as well. One of the things going on with Bitcoin that I'd like to talk to you guys about is that you look at market sentiment right now, and you can log on to Twitter, you can log on everywhere, and pretty much you've got calling for all-time highs, right? Remember when we, maybe 2 weeks ago, we were talking about the dangers of all the narratives out there saying that if we crossed over $14,000, it's a free ticket all the way to all-time highs. A lot of people seem to be buying into the fact that we are going to all-time highs right now. You could see over here on the fear and greed index, we are at extreme greed with a 90, which is the highest we've been since back in June 2019 when the top came in. So the greed is at the highest level right now. If you recall, not too long ago, people thought this market was completely crashing into oblivion, right? Prices were discounted, expecting that we were going to repeat the March capitulation fractal. Opposite happened. Now prices have risen and we're expecting all-time highs. This is something I've been looking for. We've been talking about it on this channel that we'll get to the $16,000 price level. And I'm looking for actually Bitcoin to cool off now, get a big old ABC correction, and for the altcoins to really start to take off. But the exciting thing is that obviously today we have good movement over here on XRP. I'll put us back on this 5-minute time frame. Again, we're not going to be talking about 5-minute time frames very often at all. But yesterday's video, we said, look, this looks strange to me. We're finally getting up to the price level where we've expected that there could be a potential rotation out of Bitcoin and into the altcoins. We saw this happen over here on XRP, saw it happen on Zcash, Bitcoin Cash, EOS. We were seeing it throughout the market that something happened at that exact 5-minute time frame as Bitcoin's up here approaching this reversal zone. I am not sold on the fact that we're going to go break into all-time highs. If anything, I think the most likely thing to happen here is that we do find the resistance in the 16,000 to 16,300, and we actually see a big movement over here on the altcoins, including the XRP price chart. Let me hit the mute button so I can clear my throat real quick. There we go. So let me show you over here what I'm seeing on Bitcoin and what my expectations are here on Bitcoin. We'll kind of get out a little bit. So I'm expecting us to get up here right now. And I think this is kind of our final little, if we really zoom out on this, you can see how parabolic, and I'm going to take all of this off here. You can see how parabolic this is all getting, right? It makes sense that people are getting really excited right now about Bitcoin. And that's just what happens when things start getting really parabolic. But if we look back over to here, these kind of things, you see these 5-wave structures that are really kind of the ending moments. I believe that's what we are in right now for Bitcoin. And I'll put us on a 15-minute time frame. And I think this is really just kind of how this final little impulse is kind of playing out right here. And you can see we're coming down right here. And I think we'll have this final finishing move that'll take it up right there near 16,200. And I think we're just going to see a ton of this money completely pour out of Bitcoin and move on into the altcoins. If we take a look at the total altcoin market cap, we could see that the total altcoin market cap is starting to rise as well. Great sign considering it wasn't just back on November 4th, still way down here. It's gone up by $14 billion in just the last couple of days. If we look at the total market cap, you can see the total market cap is still surging up as well. So overall, just a bullish time period for the cryptocurrency market. It's been fun, and it's kind of like that big moment of truth right now, right? We've expected it to get to 16 for Bitcoin. And here it is. We're at that moment. Are we going to see this big rotation? I still expect fully that we are. I'm actually just so excited to see too, of course, that 22 cents is holding, but that this time period is finally approaching. Is what I have here, a big arrow or something. Let's get that off. That's when we're looking at that 5-minute time frame. But there you go. Of course, in November, the big thing that we're going to be looking for in November is clearing above that 30.5 cents and closing the candle above that. I'm actually really optimistic about that. I'm really optimistic about it because of the fact that Bitcoin has reached up to that $16,000. We're looking at a rotation starting to take place. And the time is here. The time is here. So I really think that Bitcoin's kind of coming. And I'm sorry if you're like super hardcore on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been fun, man. It's been great. You know, getting all the way up to 16 grand when we were at what 9.5, 10 grand just a month or two ago. Getting all the way up here. It's just it's nice to see everything playing the way expectations were. So expectations right now are that Bitcoin cools off and that we see these altcoins start rocking and rolling. But all right, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. All right, the chat, you guys are going nuts for some reason. Let me see here if I can get this. There we go. Is that coming through on my end? Desktop audio. 896. What's going on, guys? I hope you guys caught all of that. We will review all of that again. But I thought it was just, it's a Friday, and I was kind of like, man, let's do a live stream. So it's Friday, my dudes. Let me see if I've missed anything in here. And Andrew Handelsman with the super chat. Morning, buddy. Thank you so much. I see all my mods in here. Thank you, mods. I always appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate all the nice comments you guys leave. Rob, XRP with the super chat. Rotation time. Thanks for your hard work. Oh, thanks for watching, man. Thanks for the super chat. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. This is kind of that huge moment on the rotation out of Bitcoin into the altcoins. And if you missed the very beginning of this thing, it's just we are seeing a tremendous amount of what we would expect to see as we approach the top level. You don't usually break higher when things are super, super exciting. It's people scared when things break higher. And I was thinking about recording a video today. I kind of started recording a little bit and then I kind of backed off of it. And I was like, you know what? Let me just do a live stream. But one of the things I was going to put in my video today was that I don't know if any of you guys did it, but I touched on it a couple of times about keeping like an emotional log. I don't know if any of you guys ended up doing that, but this is a great time if you have to go ahead and write down what you think is going on, especially for like Bitcoin right now, because if you remember, it was just a month and a half ago. I was trying to tell you, this is the times where things are super gloomy, super doomy. Everybody's calling and saying that this thing's going to break down to, $5,000, $6,000, and document this. Keep an emotional log of what it was like, what the environment was like at the time, and then you're able to review that again later. And that really helps you in the future of knowing what market sentiment was like, what you were feeling like at exactly when those times were really bad. because as humans, we just have short-term memories. It's just part of it. We forget it. We sometimes don't learn from our mistakes because we forget all about the bad times. We get focused really on the good times, or we forget about the good times and we really focus on the bad times. But when you have all that stuff all written out, it really helps. And I think documenting right now, especially if you think that Bitcoin's going to break into an all-time high right now, documenting what market sentiment is right now. Because right now I'm watching it. We've got a 90 on the fear and greed index. It's extreme greed. We have extreme excitement. You have most people believing Bitcoin's bullish now. What would happen if Bitcoin crashes back to 11K right now? Would that change? I bet we will see. I bet we will. People copying and pasting the March capitulation fractal all over again and saying that's what Bitcoin's going to do. But I don't think so. I think we're just going to see some type of a correction that'll take us back to in the mid 11Ks. And at that time, we'll see XRP, altcoins really start to take off. But I need to breathe, man. I don't know why these alerts aren't coming through on my thing. I'm sorry, man. Let me go through here just so I make sure I don't miss anybody. You guys are dropping super chats in here. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Susie Casilla, thank you for your positive videos. You're superhuman. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate your support. I appreciate the kind comments you leave me, and I appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much. Jennifer Burbank, you're the best. Watching your channel keeps my sanity. Thanks, PP. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate. Thank you for the super chat. Abdullah Noshahi. I hope I said that right with the super chat. Thank you so much. And then Brandon Matthews, BC, my man, playing out as planned. Thank you so much for all of your hard work on all of our behalf. I know this is off topic a bit, but any thoughts on corollary stock market plays like Mara, Riot, etc.? I don't know. I don't know. I don't follow that. I'm sorry. But thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it, Brandon. Thank you. PO, what's your target to exit? Do you think Spark will feel this? I created a whole video on Spark maybe a month or two, maybe it was 3 months ago at this point, on my opinions on Spark. My target exit for XRP, my first exits are in that $10 to $13 range. It's not full exit, but it's a lot of exit. And again, that really just depends on what's going on with Bitcoin. I hope I've kind of, I don't want people to think, because we talk about Bitcoin a lot in here, I hope this kind of ties us up. We talk about Bitcoin a lot recently on this channel because Bitcoin is so incredibly important for the whole crypto market. And whether or not it's even actually important, it's typically a leading indicator of what actually does occur in this market for the altcoins. So Bitcoin plays a huge role. Of course, that's a big lead into bcbacker.com, right? Here's my plug, all right? And I talk about that in there. So whatever happens when we go through here, whatever happens with Bitcoin is going to determine what percentage of my exit is. Currently, at this time, my expectation is that I'm probably going to be exiting somewhere around 65% of my bag in that $10 to $13 range. That would, and whether or not that gets reshuffled into the cryptocurrency market or if that goes into US dollars is going to be dependent on what Bitcoin is doing at that time. So I hope that helps. But, of course, there's targets beyond that, but that's the first one that I look at, and that's what my focus is right now. If it becomes relevant, that higher targets would come after that. I would start talking about those too. But right now, I think that the major thing is that $10 to $13. Chris Endless Fields with the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate your support. And Lucas D, hey, you often talked about the Wyckoff pattern. Is it possible to show how it looks like? Yeah, Bitcoin did a perfect Wyckoff accumulation in 2014. We'll show it to you right here. Right there. Usually looks something like this. and this crash down to the bottom is the thing that scares most people out of the market. And I know it doesn't look like it, right? So you have to think of it. I like to think of this as like the great financial crisis is what occurred right here. I don't ever talk about that, but there you go. You're in the live stream. You get to I think about this all the time. This was the great financial crisis of cryptocurrency. And this was kind of the Wyckoff accumulation. This is the thing that shaked people out. This is the reason why people remained bearish through this entire climb up. And of course, right now they're really bullish, but when this pulls back down, they'll get bearish all over again. But this is, uh, while it doesn't look beautiful as a Wyckoff accumulation, I think of this as the Wyckoff, or I think of this as the great financial crisis, and this is usually how endings end up looking like. And this is what usually an ending to a Wyckoff accumulation will look like as well, without breaking the previous lows, but a big smackdown down at the end. But that's usually what a Wyckoff accumulation would look like. You have the bottom, and you come up not quite to the bottom, a little bit higher. You take out this high, convince people that you're cup and handling or whatever, and you're going to keep on going, but then you smack down sideways, still fear, and then out. And based on this right here, we're out here, and that's your great financial crisis, and that's why so many people will not commit to being bullish still, which is also what we saw in the stock market for all these years, right? Some people still will not ever commit to it being bullish. But if we want me to like go in detail and create a video on Wyckoffs, I think that'd be cool. Stevie Ripple, hey BCB, how's Barker 2.0? Got a name yet? Yeah, so chat about that. I know most people are tuning in here for TA, but yeah, we got a new dog. And yeah, I don't have like a internet name for him yet. I don't know. I need to talk to my wife and see if it's okay. I talk about my real dog's name. I don't know. We try to keep a lot of stuff private from real life and from um, internet life, I guess you could call it. But no, I don't have a name. Maybe we do that right now, man. We do that right now. Give me name suggestions. We'll vote on it here, and by the end of the chat, we'll make a name. We'll vote on it, and we'll officially have the chat decide the name for the dog. But he's cool. So he's 16 pounds right now. He's like almost 12 weeks old, acting like a normal puppy, totally cuddly, all that good stuff, and mischievous. And we're working on potty training. That's fun. you know. XRP, Tony Stark, what's going on, brother? If Bitcoin stalls at $16,000 or drops, what time frame are we looking at for XRP to hit $10 to $13? Days, weeks, or months? Wondering how this potentially would play out. Right. So, when moon is the question I get. First of all, Tony, thank you so much for your support. You've always been a huge supporter of this channel, and I sincerely appreciate it, man. As for a time frame, we have no way to know. The only thing we can do as for time frame is look to the past and see how things are playing out in relation to the past. So based on the past, before the March 2017 bull run, XRP did this exact same fractal. Everything from each move down, from each retracement of 50%, each move down, everything 50% retracement here, and we come over here, and we do a 50% retracement here, and we come over here. Like, I get all of it off the screen. We go over here, 50% retracement over here. It's all done the same stuff. Here's the difference between this exact fractal from 2017 and current times is that this one's moving way, way, way slower. Just during this time period right here, this was about 4 times slower than what we saw in 2017. This right here, I haven't even done the math on it, but I'd say this is maybe 6 or 7 or 8 times slower. The thing we can't tell is how fast it's going to move up when it does move up. The only thing we do know in regards to timing of when it finally does go, look at this is all from that video I did a week or so ago, is how fast it does go. So as for a timing answer, I don't have it for you. We just kind of have to wait for these things to actually start taking off. But the thing we do know is that from a percentage standpoint and from a fractal standpoint, a structure standpoint, retracement standpoint, it's all going according to plan. The thing is, once it starts taking off, how fast does it take off is the big question. Like my expectations right now are that the next move up, the next leg up is going to be to 65 cents. Could that take, look at this one. I mean, so you started from here to here, took 13 days, right? What if it only takes 2 days to get there? I don't know. If it only takes 2 days to get there, well, how long are we going to consolidate at 65 cents? I'd expect 65 back down to 50, then consolidation in there for a while. Will that consolidation take a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 2 months? Don't know. We're gonna have to wait on it to see what happens when the consolidation takes place, or if it's just like a pop, pop, go. So for time frames, man, I don't know. But as for Bitcoin, I'm expecting Bitcoin to probably stall out for several months. And I'm pretty sure you've taken the course, man. And because of our conversation that we've had, um, you know how to play it. But if anything, I would say for XRP, dang it, where did it go? There we go. Wondering, let me see, days, weeks, or a month for 10 to 13. When you just, the most likely thing is months, right? That would be the most likely thing, months. But all right. Thanks, brother. I appreciate the super chat. Dwayne, blockchain Barker. I know, man. That's what we had. That's what we had for BC Barker #1. And again, man, that was a rough time that I went through with all of that, and I appreciate all of you guys being so supportive about all of that. And it's weird. It's weird to go to the internet and have people like, be supportive about something like that. And it was a weird time for me because it drug out for months, right? It was one of those inevitable things that you knew was coming and you never knew if today was going to be the day or not. And it just drug out for a real long time. It was weighing real heavy on all of us. And I'm happy he's at peace now. And he's good. My family's good. And now we have the opportunity to rescue another guy and get him out of a scary situation and let him roam free and try to give him as good of a life as we gave BC Barker #1. But thank you, Dwayne. Chris Long, it's Friday, my dudes. Let's go. I know, right? Good way to end the week. Gosh, this was just a good week in general, right? Good week in general. Thank you for the super chat, Chris and Dwayne. Thank you guys. And there's Tony Stark again, man. All right, so I'm gonna go through Tony's thing, and then I'm gonna redo the things that we talked about already, because there's 1,380 people in here. Holy cow, that might be a record. I don't even know. And then I'm gonna go back through the things that we've already talked about at the beginning of this video, because that means most people missed what I said. So let me get this. Tony, thank you, man. I think it took about a month to hit XRP all-time high in 2017 once Bitcoin slowed. So maybe 4 months this time. Hard to know, man. I know so many people want to pin me to a date. And I can tell you my date is most likely going to be wrong. And it's just, unfortunately, picking a date will be wrong. I've tried it in the past. I get it wrong. I could try it again. I'll probably get it wrong. It's more just about picking price levels, and then we're at the mercy of what the market wants to do. I think the thing that Bitcoin is doing, what it's doing, is a positive sign that things are progressing. So I'm excited. I think Bitcoin is going to consolidate for several months here. I think we are, and I really think that alts are going to move up. We're going to find out, are alts going to be just stepping the ladder up to catch up to Bitcoin right now, or alts going to be stepping it up and doing an actual alt season into new all-time highs? That's what I think we're all going to find out pretty soon. So, but based on your thing on 4 months this time, the only thing we have to give us any kind of information regarding time is this exact same, everything identical to 2017. The difference was it was 4 times slower. And then the problem is this is moving even slower. So it's making it hard. It would be nice if this was still moving equivalently to the 4 times slower. And then we could just like easily calculate it. We would just say, well, the last, 16 months or whatever have been exactly 4 times slower. But that hasn't been the case right here at the end. This has all been 4 times slower, and this moment has not. So we got to wait on it. We both know once that thing takes off, it's just gone. So we'll see. But okay, what's going on, everybody? There's 1,452 of you in here. That's incredible. Thank you all for showing up. Let me talk about some of the things that we've got going on here in the crypto market that have been happening this week. So, give kind of a recap of the things that I'm looking at. Obviously, XRP is having a nice day today. We're at 25.8 cents. Wow. It's nice to see that 22 cents has still been holding. I've expected it to continue to hold. And the main thing that we've been looking for this week is for Bitcoin to reach up to that 16,000 to 16,300 price zone and then see a rotation into the altcoins. If you caught yesterday's video, I did something I never do. I do not like doing it. We zoomed in on the 5-minute time frame because something real interesting happened on the chart. Obviously, I've been sitting here waiting. I keep using that word obviously. I need to get that out of my vocabulary. Where was I going with all that? Uh, I've been looking for a rotation out of Bitcoin into the altcoins as we've approached the 16,000 to 16,300. On bcbacker.com, we review how each of those alt seasons that have taken place at the tip top of Bitcoin bull runs, they don't actually start right at the very top. They start at this little knockback that happens before you reach the top. So the rotation doesn't exactly begin on the day that Bitcoin hits its top. It actually starts before then. So I've been keeping my eyes really closely on finding signals that we're starting to see some type of rotation out of Bitcoin into the altcoins. And yesterday, right before I started recording, I noticed this little pop over here on XRP, and it happened when Bitcoin was pulling back. And then I noticed it happening over on Bitcoin Cash. I noticed it happening on EOS, on Zcash, and you can look to the right of the screen and see how much green is going on the board right now. So I noticed that there was something occurring as we're reaching the zone where we've been expecting that there could be some type of rotation out of Bitcoin while Bitcoin will consolidate for several months. Sure enough, look how much that thing has grown since, since that video, right? So good signs come in here that we're starting to see some type of rotation. There's a lot of optimism over here in Bitcoin right now that Bitcoin's going to be breaking out into new all-time highs. I'm not so convinced of that. If you look back right in here, this wasn't long ago, right? This is October 8th. This is less than 1 month ago that Bitcoin was $10,500 and people were still saying we're crashing down to the ground, right? Sorry, I got to catch my breath. I don't do these live streams very often. um, So here we are 1 month later. We look over at the fear and greed index. The greed index is now reaching to a 90. The last time we were above 90 was in June of 2019, which was the moment where Bitcoin topped. We seem to be having kind of that parabolic push up right here at the end. We're seeing the greed really start to take off. We're starting to see the rotation into the altcoins. Now the altcoins are suddenly starting to pop. It's giving me more confirmations that I believe that Bitcoin is going to end up doing a correction that will eventually take it right back down into this level. However, I do actually expect there to still be one more push higher in Bitcoin. I think, right? First of all, you guys know it. Like I just said, I don't really like to talk about 5-minute time frames. I don't like to talk about 15-minute time frames. I don't even like to talk about 4-hour time frames. I like to talk about daily. So we're taking a gamble here talking about the 15-minute price chart. But as this thing is coming to its end, we've gotten really close, right? We've been looking for 16,000 to 16,300. We've gotten to 15,965. Is that technically good enough? I guess. Yeah, it's really, really, really close, right? We've been looking for it for a long time. Do I still expect that there's maybe one more push a little bit higher that's going to take it up to about 16,200? I do. I think it's going to do it. I think it's going to still push right up there. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I think it still has one more push left up in it. and then I think we're going to see a big pullback in Bitcoin. There could be a temporary shakeout that happens in the altcoins. Still, I don't think that we're going to see XRP break into new lows or anything like that. Be super temporary, and then we'll see a lot of that money kind of say, wait a minute, that might be the end of the run for Bitcoin. Now, what's going on with these altcoins? Holy moly, these altcoins have not done what Bitcoin has done. Let's get in this and play the catch up game. So I'm excited right now. Trying to think, what else did I not cover? All of our total market caps are starting to go up. We're starting to see this over here on the total altcoin market cap, which has now taken out this high over here. Altcoin market cap is now growing, holding these lows from back there, like we talked about, September 5th, September 21st, and September 23rd, which were the days that I had posted on Twitter that I was buying XRP. So we're still growing, everything's looking good, and I think we're about to see the big catch-up game happen over here in the altcoins versus Bitcoin. So be careful out there with the narratives of that Bitcoin is going to be breaking into new all-time highs. I'm not convinced that that's going to happen. I do think we're going to find some resistance there in that 16,000 to 16,300. I can't even remember I think I showed it a minute ago. We've got our retracement level right here, the 786. And from my experience, I'm just basing this off my experience, right? So it's just opinions, no guarantees. I expect that we are going to find resistance here, find an ABC, and correct here for a while. And I think the excitement for Bitcoin will cool off. And I think we're going to see a lot of it really pile into the altcoins, which are massively under Bitcoin right now. So, let me make sure I didn't miss anything in here. There we go. Cool. Blockchain backer, are you holding MIOTAs? I do have some in a wallet, and I haven't checked on it in a while. I remember when they were having that huge problem and I had to switch my stuff. I do own some, but I don't kind of like a long shot hold there for me, whether or not it does anything. Oh man, what am I doing? I told myself I had to do this. Guys, could you please like this video? Somebody of you in here, I didn't even ask. Please like this video and give it a thumbs up. Somebody just asked about the XRP Bitcoin. I'm not going to dive into that yet. There's no guarantees that that has bounced yet, especially with Bitcoin still potentially reaching out here one more time. So I'm not going to be concerned with that chart again until we see Bitcoin hit this level right here. Once Bitcoin hits there, then I'll start saying we'll see. Rich Kakaro, thoughts on moving Bitcoin profits into XRP? If so, when? Well, I can't tell you what to do. All I can tell you is what my opinions are, and then you can try to draw your conclusions from the opinions that I have, and then do your own research and make your own educated decisions. But I don't know. I think I'm painting the picture pretty clear, hopefully. Pivotable for your live streams. Give us the camera as well. You look exactly like your logo. It's awesome. Thanks, man. I when I had that made, I had a real photo given to draw out that cartoon character. So I wanted to make sure if I ever did show my face that it would be like, oh wait, that looks exactly like that guy. But I don't really like being on camera. I can totally be myself way more when I'm not on camera. When I'm on camera, I'm always like worried. I'm like, oh, how do I look? Am I smiling? Am I not looking like a dingus? Am I sitting up straight? Oh, yeah, yeah. There we go. Connie, do it this way. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe with the notifications. Thank you. Dual citizen. Oh, crap. We're live. Sweet. Yay. ABK with the super chat. Thank you so much. You are truly the best. TA, thank you very much. It's been an exciting time. You know what? I don't ever like to brag when things go right, because things can always go wrong. They can always go wrong. But I'm really grateful that things have been going right. Really grateful. It's been nice. Um, I've spent a lot of time looking at these charts and trying to really explain it um, correctly. And I'm very, very, very grateful that it's been going the way that it's been looking. So this is an exciting time. And I know it's tough if you're just holding altcoins and watching Bitcoin do all of this. Hopefully, I kind of described that max pain event that would be coming. And everybody kind of expected that. It seems like people are doing okay, which is great. I keep an eye on Twitter. There's a lot of political world going on there. Totally understandable. I get it. But as from an XRP sentiment perspective, people seem to be doing okay. And that's good. Daniel Campbell, blockchain backer, been listening since March. Thanks, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Daniel. XRP number one blockchain backer. Once XRP hits your first target of 10, here, let me put this on the XRP. Look, the reason I've got it on here is because I am looking to see that this level holds, which it doesn't even matter. We've gotten to over 15,900. It doesn't matter. That's kind of my expectations for today. I expect it to play out for today, that we hit that target by the end of the day. And then move out of the way, Bitcoin. Share some of that love with the alts, and I do expect it will. And then for those just tuning in, that was from yesterday's video. That was that moment that we rarely and will rarely ever look at a 5-minute time frame. So get us on the daily, and bam. Back to XRP number one. Once XRP hits your first target of $10 to $13, where would you expect it to retrace from there before the next move up? I have ideas, man. I don't really want to dive into them because it's so far away. It's so far. I mean, you would expect what, like a 70% retrace seems to be about normal. So whatever 70% is from $10 to $13, whatever top it finds. Usually this market does about a 70% pullback on those types of things. Pitiful, you are our crypto psychologist. Well, man, I talked about it earlier in this video. If you guys aren't keeping that emotional log, I know, right? Super cheesy. Here's a dude in his 30s telling you to write down your feelings. Uh, that helped me tremendously. I don't know why I did it. I think I don't know why I was doing it. I think I was just beat up at some point. And I started and like I think I was really beat up and I was buying at the same time. And I was like, I feel insane. I feel ludicrous right now. Things feel so absolutely terrible. Yet here I am clicking the buy button. This all feels ridiculous. I'm going to document this. And I started documenting it and writing it all down, and then I got to document my way through all of that. Then I got to document my way through what it was like when the market started taking off and going way up, and seeing how I was feeling at those times, and then watching what my feelings were like heading into when a reversal happened, not knowing if a reversal was going to happen. Then you watch your emotions change all over again, and you can go back and read through exactly how you were feeling, exactly what the sentiment was like in the market at that time, and then it just helps you really understand how you're feeling at the most opportunistic times and how you're feeling at places where you shouldn't be doing anything. And that really helped me. So thank you for calling me the psychologist, but I'm not. I've really analyzed my own emotions to understand how I feel when charts look specific ways. And I can see that I can relate to people when I see it on Twitter, I see it in comments and understanding. Sometimes I don't even have to read comments to know exactly how people are feeling because I've done so much research on myself and how I was. So I just try to express, I understand how you're feeling at these exact times because I've been there, I've documented it, And these were the times when it was the greatest opportunity. And these were the times where the opportunity wasn't there. Like, for example, with Bitcoin, all these people calling for all-time highs right now. It's a dangerous time. Um, do I know how it's going to play? I don't know how it's going to play. There's a chance that Bitcoin does break out and go absolutely crazy, right? We know that that's possible because of this. We know that it's possible. But the question is it probable? Is it probable that it's going to happen right now? I don't think it's probable. So and the reason why I don't think so is I tried to keep my eyes on it way ahead of time to expect this move up here to about 16,000. And then watching the altcoins, getting confirmations that the altcoins were lagging a little bit behind. And then now as we're getting here, we're starting to see that rotation to where altcoins are really taking off today and Bitcoin's not. Bitcoin's in the red. It means we're starting to already see that rotation occur and that it's occurring right near where we kind of expected that Bitcoin was going to cool off at. So I don't even know whose question was I answering. Oh, lost. Oh, the psychologist stuff. Yeah, I don't know. All right. Jason with the super chat. Thank you. First thing I do is hit the like button before the video even starts, my friend. I appreciate your content, brother. And I appreciate those likes before the video starts. I really, really do. When I upload my video, I check it, check to see are people tuning in really quick, and like seeing those likes right out the gate always is always really nice. So thank you, and thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it sincerely. What would you do if XRP hit 10K in one shot? It's very simple. I would hit the sell button. That's what I'd do. 100%, all of it gone. Vadin, the data suggests that Bitcoin outperforms XRP until Bitcoin price gets close to its previous all-time high. So why not wait in Bitcoin and buy XRP later? I actually addressed this in the video yesterday. I addressed this in the blockchain backer course that there is no data suggesting that. The only thing is that's what happened in 2017. So we've seen that one time in 2017 that as Bitcoin was battling its all-time high, we went into an alt season. That has never happened in history before, so we have no evidence to know if that is exactly why it happened. And I've gone into deep detail on that, and I get it. I get it. Hey, it did it that one time. That's the reason why it's only going to happen again if it does it like that again. But we don't have any evidence to know that to be true. Um, so all we can do is make our best educated guesses. And if we only want to base everything off of that, well, that's what we saw last time, so that's what's going to happen this time. You know, everybody's entitled to do that, but I don't think just going based off of what happened exactly in 2017 is what we should completely base off of this time. Because I don't think you would have to assume in this situation that Bitcoin is doing this and that Bitcoin is heading to $300,000 and our alt season is going to occur right in there. So in 2017, the alt season actually began at this moment right here. So right here, this was the touch of the previous high right here. It got rejected from the previous high and pulled back. It peaked its head above the all-time high. And as it pulled back, this was the exact start of alt season. Alt season continued as Bitcoin pulled back, and alt season continued all the way up here, and then alt season ended right there. So if we're going to base the analysis and expectations that an alt season can only begin as Bitcoin hits the all-time high, then we also have to assume that Bitcoin is going to $300,000. My opinion is that we are not actually going to $300,000. It's just my opinion. My opinion is that we're actually only going here. We're going to about $75,000 to $80,000. So I don't believe these structures to be identical, and due to the fact that the structures aren't identical, means that just because we did it at the previous all-time high does not mean we'll do it at the all-time high again. So we'll see. We'll all find out. The positive thing is that we do know during both of these, there were alt seasons. So in a worst case scenario, you've got that. And I do believe that Bitcoin is at least going to 75,000. So I hope that answers, man. I wasn't trying to be weird. I was just trying to be real straightforward data. Sam, thank you for the super chat. Hey, man, you've helped me and have an XRP buy average of 20 cents. Curious to know what is yours. I don't think mine's that low. I think mine's around. It actually is right around there. I think it's around 21. Top work, dude, as always. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you, Vatten, for the super chat. Thank you, Sam, for the super chat. Chris Soft, do we expect 10 to 13 XRP before Bitcoin reach 20K? We'll have to see. I don't know. I'm going to wait and see how that plays out before kind of really setting that expectation. I'm not ready to make a call on anything like that. But thank you for the super chat. I actually hope, though, Chris, I hope we do. I hope we do. That gives us a lot more options for playing market rotation. And it gives you the option to, for me, okay, so I shouldn't say you, for me, it gives me an option to play a market rotation play of where I can get out of XRP, get into Bitcoin, then get back into XRP. So we're going to find out. And of course, I keep you guys up to date on anything that I'm seeing or any big moves that I make. I let you know when I'm buying. Pretty sure I'll be letting you know when I'm making exits too. And I know that'll be the video that gets the most thumbs down in history. I have some videos that have a lot of thumbs down, but that one will be the biggest one. The one that says, I've sold my XRP. But thank you for the super chat. Zach Cross, thanks for the super chat. Thanks, man. That's kind. Thank you. Thanks for the great content. Favorite XRP YouTubers. No YouTuber, no flub, just logical thought and analysis. It's a breath of fresh air. Thanks again. Well, thank you for the generous super chat. I appreciate it, Zach, and thanks for the kind words, man. I appreciate it. I just come on here and try to do what I could do. Man, I appreciate that's real kind. Thank you. And I sent a DM to Eric yesterday, and I'm going to say it here on this chat. Eric sends me a lot of nice messages, and Eric, I hope you're listening right now, man, and I appreciate all the nice things that you say. There we go. Okay, cool. My wife just walked in here and handed me all of my mail. There we go. All right. So, man, I can't believe there's 1,700 people in here. I don't know what to do. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back through this information again really fast. Not really fast, I'll give it to you. Either way, obviously, we've got a good, there's that obviously word. We've got a push up in XRP. We're potentially seeing the market rotation taking place over here in the altcoins. I'm keeping my eyes closely on Bitcoin. I know there's a lot of excitement out there right now, people calling for all-time high on Bitcoin. Oh, yes, hit thumbs up, please. If you could, hit the thumbs up button. Appreciate it. There's a lot of excitement out there for Bitcoin breaking into all-time highs. You guys know on this channel, we've been looking for 16,000 to 16,300. I'm not in the camp of super excited, super overly hype FOMO about Bitcoin breaking up. I'm way more in the hype FOMO excitement world of I think we're going to see the rotation out of Bitcoin here at the 16,000 to 16,300, and we should all be strapping in preparing for that. So I'm excited right now that Bitcoin is actually reaching this 16,300. I'm excited to actually see, okay, here we go. I'm excited to see that people think we're going to be breaking out into an all-time high. I'm excited to see that that the crypto fear and greed index is at extreme greed of a 90. and extreme greed back to where we were in June of 2019. And I'm excited because that's what we usually see at tops. This is the moment where we've been expecting the top to come in at the 16,000 to 16,300. And then the next thing, the big thing we're all waiting for is that rotation play. So I'm excited to see that people think we're going higher for Bitcoin. Crypto fear and greed index is getting really high as we're approaching the target, which means it's most likely going to cool off for Bitcoin, which means it would be time for altcoins to rock and roll. And I believe that gives us a much better shot at having two altcoin seasons in this bull run than just one. Because if Bitcoin does break out and Bitcoin does go into all-time highs right now, I think it drastically minimizes the chances of us having two alt seasons. But so long as Bitcoin cools off here, we see a rotation and these altcoins take off, I believe we have a much better shot at two. So Sheldon, can you give your stance mindset towards Spark tokens as we get closer to December? I'm just unsure on how to proceed if it's worth the risk. Sheldon, I posted a video specifically about Spark. So I actually had that kind of mindset going into it a long time ago, and I know a lot of people are kind of changing their stance on it right now. I tried to explain a lot of the things that we've seen with airdrops in 2017. If you weren't here in 2017, airdrops are they're they are what they are. Just you can watch my video and I'll explain what my opinion is on Spark tokens in there. So I get asked that kind of on every stream. What do I plan on doing? My last stream I was like, David Schwartz says he's going to sell them. I'm probably going to do the same thing. I'm not interested in being a bag holder of anything new. We'll see what happens. I don't know yet. I'm going to wait on it, kind of assess how things are going at that time. I don't know what I'm going to do right now. Blunt, honest truth. I don't know what I'm going to do right now. I have time still. I have over a month to make that decision, and we'll see how things get as we get closer to it. So, but thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. But I think that's good, guys. We're at 51 minutes. And you know what? It was one of my first streams where somebody told me, go out on top. Don't go out when, things are fading. And I've got 1,700 people in here, and that is like a mind-blowing record for my channel. And I'm appreciative of everyone here. Oh, geez, now I gotta get. Okay, let me get these things real quick. Kenny Marshall. So first alt season hits 10 to 13 or second. I'm hoping for the first one, Kenny. Thank you for the super chat. And then Tony Stark. So Tony Stark, here we go, man. Thank you so much for the generous super chat. My only concern is that total market cap is half right now from what it was in 2017. So how can we expect passing all-time high in XRP if no new significant money is coming in? Is money going to come from Bitcoin to alts enough to make that happen? Well, we're going to have to find out, right? So when we look at what is happening right now in the total market cap, let's look at right here. We could see that Bitcoin has pulled back today, yet the altcoin market cap has risen. And it's risen enough to bring the total market cap up. And I did the math on this before I came in here that the growth in the total altcoins that we're seeing in the altcoin market cap is more than just money pouring out of Bitcoin. So it's not a pure Bitcoin money moving into altcoins. It's Bitcoin money plus more money. So where that money is coming from, I don't know. But we're seeing that it's not just Bitcoin that's making these altcoins move up, but there's more money being added to the market cap, causing that to happen. So if you do the mathematics on how much money has pulled out of Bitcoin, you would have saw this come down. So we'll all have to see, Tony. And in the end, a lot of times that significant money that comes in all at once chasing. But we'll see, man. Daniel, Coinbase not allowing Spark token. Don't know, man. I don't think as of yet. Thank you so much for the super chat, though, man. I don't think so, not yet. And I again appreciate it, man. John, Marquez, just a thanks for your info you share with us. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it, John. I appreciate it all. Oh my gosh, and Daniel. All right, Coinbase not supporting Spark. Should I change market? I don't know, man. You're gonna have to do your own research on that Spark stuff, man. I'm not the guy to come to for it. There's a lot of people covering that. I will hand that over to other people to handle. There's smart people in here who can handle all that kind of stuff. That's not my thing, really. So, but man, all right, 1,000 likes. Thank you guys. Wow. Thank you all so much, and thank you for all the super chats. And you know what? I I've got to do this because um, members, people who are members of my channel. First of all, I'm so sorry I can't do live streams for you guys. I still can't do them. I feel terrible about it. Whenever I end up doing a live stream for my current stuff, it actually makes me recycle this old live stream. I cannot get it to do it. I've tried to contact support, and until they fix something within their system, I can't do these live streams for members, and it's driving me crazy. And I haven't done a good enough job communicating that to you guys. I try to communicate it during every live stream, but I'm sorry. Until there's something that is fixed within the system, we're just going to have to keep waiting to be able to do um, live streams. And if you have to unsubscribe your membership, man, I won't feel bad. I get it. You know, unfortunately, I can't do anything about it, but I totally would get it if that happens, man. I get it. But let me at least acknowledge the people who are members of this channel, and I sincerely appreciate all of your support. And here we go. Susie Casilla, Brian White, Iosif Marius Dimitru, Dot Gold, Shane Wilson, Wigmapool, Stuart Nivid, Eric Turwin, Bobby D, Christopher Go, Dual Citizen, Bill Cronley, Paul Zaris, Forrest Rall, Drew DeRocco, Stuart McCluskey, Cinetic, Maurice Bortley, Nelson Diaz, Sean Bizzle, Crypto Dracula, Mega Marklar, Stuffin' Things 99, Arthur DeVrome, Chris Long, Sonny, Janet Thompson, OO Rocks, SS396, Jonas Backman, JCR Central, Vengeful Twinkie, Robert K. Christensen, Pat10076, Listen Here Buddy, Kimmy Schneider, Shaw Shock, Crypto Royer, Daniel Aid, Ricky Sobel, One Frog Boy 1, Kevin Grant, Larry Kukowska, John Bushland, Kyle K, McCain Campbell, Jason Nance, Mr. DYOR, Tracy Rodriguez, Eric Nordstrom, Ryan Rendon, Julian Sample, Richard Phillips, Scott McGee, Aaron, Mitch Walls, JP Scout 800. I think we're getting close, guys. I Yemij Gareg. Sorry. David Devine, John Bransford, James Connor, Donald Mercer, Jugifu, Mahir Mohammed, Keep Food Fresher Longer, Mike, Austin Kameen, J Bay, Black Sales, Jacob Hallmark, John Whitehouse, Bilal Ahmad, Jasper Van Day Kent, Shea Bunch, Simon Warner, Brian Uding, Jack Fortune, Roger Lagello, ZAG, Chris Patterson, Peter Bellini, and we're at the final stretch, guys. Brandon Matthews, Denzel Brown, Gear Loken, Jake Lane, Eric Mitko, Dan the Man 1, Joseph Usher Mays, Hubbard Philpott, Samuel Womble, and Jer Burnett. Thank you, guys. That was nuts. And Kenny Marshall, welcome to the club, man. I appreciate it. So, all right, there we go. Gosh, man, what a ride. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, butchering names. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, guys, I hope that you're all doing well. It's an exciting day, and we'll keep an eye over there on XRP as we watch as the rotation starts to happen. Be an exciting weekend. We'll see if we get some more videos out over the course of the next day or two. I may need to consolidate some of the stuff that we talked about here because there was a lot of information. Not a lot of people can watch an hour-long video, so might post something later that's a little bit more consolidated. We'll see. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching my channel. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you, members. Thank you, mods. Thank you, everybody, for participating. And thank you, everybody, for just being patient. We're just going to get through this together, and we're sure in an exciting moment. So keep an eye on it. Follow me on Twitter at bcbacker. Check out my website, bcbacker.com. 19 videos, 4.5 hours of content, and deep diving into all of it. Get you something to do over the weekend. So bcbacker.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you could, please like this live stream. Please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice, and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick me up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back.